specifically more in tech. Yes, I said something about AI earlier.
Mhm.
And I saw something on Instagram or Twitter this week where it said like AI is coming to take in the next 10 years 2 million people jobs, at least, right?
Mhm.
So for those who are looking into to transition into cybersecurity or just IT in general, like what are some of the things you can do to protect yourself, like to stay valuable to your job?
Now, just stage, you gotta learn AI. If you're in cybersecurity, you have to maintain the cybersecurity posture of AI. Learn that. In GRC, there's so many guidelines that's being created. Study those because it's a good opportunity to make a lot of money.
Right.
And I know y'all see it too. Like y'all just, it's not gonna take nobody's jobs no time soon
Right.
because it's just not. What I
Bring the
will,
mic closer.
what I will say, it's a lot of automation tools that can make mundane tasks easier, but right, it's not taking nobody's jobs. It's not nowhere ready. And if it does, it's going to probably take another 20, 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to push back on that.
I don't know, you're the AI guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 20, 30 years. Might
Probably
be
like 20. Because you got even the training AI, you got unless you have like a Google or if it's like a Fang, they don't have the money to train the AI. Like government definitely ain't about to train the AI like that. It costs money.
Nah,
Yeah,
so
but my fault too. But you see, like a guy like Elon Musk playing political chess, and so the government can just say because a lot of Elon's business comes from the federal government, so the government could just say, "We'll pay you for your AI specialties to use them inside the IRS."
It's gonna cost too much
to implement.
I'll tell you straight up.
And
it's
you
gonna
gotta
cost,
train every single person that's gonna stay on.
It's not too many companies that can run AI.
Okay.
Yeah, just the money wise.
Okay, what was you about to get into?
So I had this conversation with my manager because I was like, yo, I think in the next 3 to 5 is going to start replacing jobs. And he was like, same train of thought. He's like, nah, not even close. I said, though, I got to push back because we are in the baby stages of AI, right? AI has been around since like the 80s, 90s kind of stuff, right? We've had AI. But commercialized AI, we are in the infancy stages of this stuff. And so what that looks like is as project management, right? So I'm studying for that kind of stuff. I can create a whole project management, like everything within a matter of a few minutes versus somebody who has 10 years of experience. Like, all right, we got to do this, and do this. I can get 80% of the way there. So now you don't need the program manager, project manager, and this person and that person, all this. Now you might only need 2 because you need oversight more than you just need the implementation of it. So next comes agentic AI. Right now we're just in LLM AI, right, which is just natural language models.
Okay,
kind of
I'm about to say because we got probably gonna have a lot of analysis.
Break it
break it down.
So ChatGPT is just basically predicting the next best word to say in a scenario, right? So give me a recipe. Well, all right, well, you're gonna need eggs and you're gonna need these things and this, and this. So it's just predicting the next best word. What'll happen is you start training it, but the training is literally just convert. Now it's first it used to be like, all right, well, I gotta type all this stuff out and then do this, and this, right? Now training is, all right, I'm gonna take this PDF, I'm gonna upload it, take this PDF, upload it. Cool. It's now trained, right? To that specific, what's called a data set, right? Or just documents. And then you use the ChatGPT to say, yo, give me the perfect script to train an AI bot on these documents, these things to accomplish this goal. It does it. The next stage is agentic AI, which is, all right, now that we have what's called the out of bounds or, whatever that you want to like define it as, I need you to accomplish this goal as long as you don't go out of bounds. And then it goes and does that thing for you. So social media planning, hell, even calls. You could use Bland.ai for calling inbound and outbound calls kind of stuff.
So people like cold calling and stuff.
Gonna be gone.
So you talking about like AI agents? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So basically an agent. So it's like a worker for you.
Yeah. It's a worker that can do the work of, let's say, 10 people at pennies on the dollar, literally, because the agent might cost you, let's say it costs $1 per minute or $1 per hour or something like that to run,
Well, let's even break it down even further. Let's just say that motherfucker is $1,000 per month.
I pay
And
that.
that,
I
but
ain't
yeah,
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
but that's what I'm saying. So let's just say that salary is basically $12,000 a month, and you paying somebody
12,000 a
else.
year.
12,000
I mean, my
a year.
bad, 12,000 a year, and you paying somebody 60 a year.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's
yeah.
like, well, I don't need a social media manager because ChatGPT can do that, and like we were talking about with the plugins, like I don't need a full-time editor because AI can do it in a matter of minutes, just as good as I need it to do, and I don't need somebody to do this long term because I can get somebody to just manage it short term and I don't have to pay them as much. So that's why I think that, because you got people like me, right, who are coming in and it's just like, all right, we're going to set this up so you press a button and it's done kind of stuff. You might need somebody to manage it, but you pay a management fee.
Mm-hmm.
To swing back to what we were talking about, how to safeguard against stuff like this, governance is going to be very key,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because like, and governance is basically just saying, is this doing what it needs to do in the way that it needs to do it, in the way that the government or
Yeah,
whoever,
policies is definitely gonna be very important.
right? And so here's a
But
few.
we're already behind in like policy.
Oh yeah,
in
no,
terms
we're behind as hell on policy, but that's where the demand is. Wherever there's a falling behind is the
Mhm.
demand, and that's
Yeah.
what you should study
Yeah.
for. So I brought up some AI. Shout out. Some GRC roles that I think would be very useful. Super user, administrator, risk manager, compliance officer, access control manager, an auditor, which is kind of what I do, process owner, and end user. I don't know about that one.
Hey, touch on risk management real quick.
So you saying, hold on, before you go, are you saying like those jobs can be replaced with
No,
with
those
AI?
No.
Or those jobs are
jobs-
safe?
those
They
are
keep They
important.
keep you employed.
Okay.
They keep
Okay.
you employed.
But
But
I
I
don't
don't
titles.
say. I don't think
AI.
people understand how important a risk manager on a job is, especially
Yeah.
for like, let's just say like a company that's trying to put out like a product, like hair products or like food or something. Like,
Mhm.
bro, it's so many like regulations and stuff like
yeah.
that you gotta prepare for it. Or even like when you shoot in a commercial, bro, like language, you don't want to make sure you say the wrong words and portray the wrong message, bro. That's what the risk manager comes in at, bro. It's like a risk. My man's is a risk manager. That's what I just found out. I'm
Nah.
like, damn, bro.
Now I work. That's what I do currently.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I do it as a career.
Man,
So that's why I'm good.
that shit
I know
that
I'm good.
bag,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
bro. That shit is that
Yeah,
bag,
trust
fool.
me, I'm
So for
good.
someone trying to get into that, would like
It doesn't gotta just be in tech though.
Okay.
That's what I was just
before
saying.
you,
But yeah,
before
go
you,
ahead.
in addition to you asking that question, can you also talk about, or both of y'all also talk about the fact that there is blanket, the same way that tech is a blanket statement,
Mhm.
there are blanket job titles like information technology specialists.
Yeah.
Like talk about like that.
Oh yeah, because that's
Yeah.
actually my job title, like IT specialist. But
It's blanket.
what like comes under that, bro? I'm a project manager. I gotta build out systems and processes. I manage people sometimes. Talk to different divisions. Upload reports. It's a lot that falls under like
Facts.
that one. It is a very general or broad topic.
Yeah, because even with me, like I'm a risk management, or it's we can call it information system security officer. It's a blanket term. I'm an auditor. I'm a tech writer. I'm a project manager. Basically, I manage a team of engineers. So it's
Right.
like in tech, it's just blanket roles.
So when you say tech writer, is that code or
So sometimes with documentation, you have to write it in a certain way so engineers can understand.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
so that's not code?
no code.
No.
Okay,
no
that's-
code.
okay.
Just writing.
Okay.
I do want to clarify on stuff like that. So there's the reason we keep hammering on like the fact that there's blanket stuff in tech is because there's everything is just so blanketed, right? Tech is a blanket statement, cybersecurity is a blanket statement, engineer is a blanket statement or a job title. And so the reason I think we should hammer on these points is because if you say tech, most people are like, well, I don't want to code and sit in front of a computer all day. I work hour and a half, 2 hours a day.
Mhm.
Most times, if
Right.
I really have to lock in,
Mhm.
all right, cool. I might do like a 5-6 hour kind of day kind of stuff.
Right.
But when you're applying to these jobs, there's going to be a lot of blanket statements, a lot of blanket job titles, a lot of blanket whatever, and you might be thinking that you're aiming for one thing, and you get pigeonholed into a whole new position,
Facts.
or the opposite. You might think that you're pigeonholed into this area because your tech or your certifications is for this, but whole time you actually qualify for all these other different positions within the tech space.
Facts.
Is that something that you've seen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you qualify for so many positions. Like I said, my role, I can do so many things with it. And the only thing I will say for risk management, it's not technical. You got to understand the technical wording, but it's not technical when you go into the systems and doing things.
Right.
That's the only thing about
Define technical versus non-technical.
So non-technical is more of like reading documentation.
Yeah.
You're kind of talking about it, you're creating it, but you're not in the system. Like for example, if you're in like doing creating scripts, for example, for like Red Hat and things like that, you're going into there creating the script. You're building out the systems, like you're in the system. So that's the difference for technical and non-technical, in my opinion.
And I would say that's how I'm more so on the non-technical side. And if I need something technical done, that's when we talk to our engineers.
So people without technical experience can still get into tech.
Yeah. We're doing non-technical roles, basically. That's what you're getting at right there.
And I think that's a great point because at the end of the day, that's why we say there's so many jobs because people are like, well, where are all the jobs at? I don't see them. It's technical roles where, like you said, you might be an engineer, where a technical person, they're hands-on kind of stuff. A non-technical person is like, all right, I have to have a lot of meetings. I just have to talk about these things. And it's a lot more coordination and documentation.
Okay.
And I like that because like even being a project manager, that's what I'm saying. Once you narrow down, that's why it took me so long because I didn't narrow it down. But there's so many blanket roles and different roles you can do. You got to narrow it down. And I appreciate you bringing that up, Alex.
Yeah, for sure.